It was known for a while that if you heated up coal, it would release a gas and that gas would burn quite brightly. But it wasn't until 1792 when William Murdoch in a little cottage in Redruth, Cornwall, decided to repurpose that and illuminate his home using that. A few years later in 1806 in Manchester, England, very similar to Manchester, New Hampshire, just down the road, that him and Samuel Clegg were illuminating factories and mills. That moved to Birmingham, and then finally in 1807, Pall Mall and parts of London were illuminated. And that was a huge deal. That was a huge deal at the time, because all of a sudden, you know, where there was darkness, there became light.
All of the gas was made right to my left on this site, an area that is now nothing much more than grass and clover growing. But there were a whole series of buildings here that supported the gas manufacturing operation.
Is they would produce gas in the morning and produce gas in the evening. And somebody at the time said, oh, it'd be more efficient if we could make it throughout the day and then store it. And that's exactly what this was. And this is a storage facility which would be called upon as and when it was needed, as opposed to just making it on demand. So this was a very efficient use of energy.
These gas holders were really the underpinnings of any city that had industry. And no city could operate without manufactured gas, and in most cases, a storage place for it. Concord had several of them, but this one was the mother gas holder in the whole system.
The history of the gas industry really is the history of the Industrial Revolution. And a lot of things happened as a result of the gas industry kind of coming to the fore and starting to pipe gas around cities like Boston, like Baltimore.
Concord could never have grown without this building, and its ability to store the manufactured gas that was critical to literally powering all elements of our downtown and our industry.
This, back in 1888, this was locally produced, locally stored and locally distributed energy. Okay, we've got to bring the coal in from somewhere, but it wasn't like gas coming all the way from Texas at whatever price it comes at.
There are fewer than a dozen of these across the country, and there's none other that has all of its inner workings in place.
And this is a good reminder of what a modicum of energy independence will look like for New Hampshire. And I think that's a great thing. I'm very excited about this project.
And it's also just a really cool building to look at. It's round, it's tall, it's got this sort of funky cupola on top, and you can't miss it. And very few cities have a gas holder like this. So it is ours, it is Concord's, it welcomes you as you come into the city.